it's Leela, the proud poly kinky queer slut. Today's question is, what is power exchange? So power exchange is a kink concept that it's kind of the core of a lot of what we do with kink. So there's the top and the bottom. There's the dominant, there's the submissive. And those roles are all playing with power, with consciously acknowledging power exchange. And by power exchange, we mean the process by which one individual lends their power to another individual and then gets that power back. Or, maybe gets back power in a different way, or, however you want to mix it up. But the concept of power exchange is bringing consciousness to things that often we do unconsciously. So, for example, in a non-kinky relationship, like a standard dating relationship, a person might fall into a pattern of just saying, no, you make the decisions about dinner. Like, you have that power and responsibility of just figuring out what we eat, because frankly, you're better at it and I get stressed about it. So you just figure it out. That's a power that is being delegated. It's also a responsibility that's being put on a person. So in that example, you figure out what we're going to eat. I am giving my power to the person who's going to figure out what I'm going to eat. I'm giving them that power over me. And they are having to accept that power and the responsibility that comes from that power. And generally, in that kind of situation, there's not really a conversation about that. In kinky negotiations, it's similar, but there is more acknowledgement. So, for example, as the submissive, if I'm going to be doing, let's take a just standard spanking scene. Okay, standard impact play spanking, right? So, as a submissive, I'm saying, I want you to give me pain. I want to have these kinds of pain. You make all the decisions about what you're going to do to me, but within these particular parameters of things that I want. And in the scene, here is how I'm going to have the ability to take back that agency by using my safe word, or by signaling when it's too much for me, or whatever those safety protocols are that are appropriate for that scene. We are acknowledging that I am giving the top the power to hurt me. I am giving my power to control what bodily injury happens to me, what physically happens to my body, to that top, under specific negotiated circumstances. And then when we're done with whatever that is, whether that's an extended a scene for a night or an extended dynamic, when that wraps up, then that power comes back to me. That power is given back to me. And that feeling of having given your power over and then getting that power back, that feels great. But also just the process of acknowledging, I have this power to give. I have this power to give. And not in a situation where, so often, so many of us have experienced our power being forcibly taken from us. And with power exchange and kink play, we get to decide when and how and under what conditions we want to give that power, and under what conditions we're willing to receive, safeguard, be responsible for that power and utilize it, and then how we want to give it back, and doing that, exploring that, living with that and going in and out of it and feeling all the brain spaces around that, I think really helps you be aware of power dynamics that are going on in the rest of your life, and noticing when power is at play in a more cognitive way, in a more upfront way, instead of just that's happening, it's just part of what's going on in the world, taking the moment to be wow, that was a power exchange moment. That was a moment where power was seized, where power was given, where power was transferred, and just being aware of it. So anyway, I love power exchange. Some of my favorite kinks have to do with pretending various role play things for the sake of seeing where the power goes and putting the power in doing experiments with power, doing experiments with how much power I have, how much power I don't have. And I find it exhilarating. I find it absolutely exhilarating. Super hot, super fun, and also good for my brain. So anyway, hope that's helpful. This is Leela, the proud poly kinky queer slut. Have a great day.